Welcome to the Monday Morning Jumpstart. Hi, my name is Rory Peters. I'm the founder of the Live Like You Mean It live event. I'm a speaker, a sales and leadership trainer, and the author of Sell Like You Mean It and Live Like You Mean It. This week, we're going to talk about acting as if. Now, most of you have probably heard this phrase, act as if. For those of you it's new, acting as if really means believe in yourself. Acting as if you were somebody who is capable of doing the things that you want to do even though you don't know how you're going to do it. It's believing that you're going to be able to hit your financial goals even though you're in a really bad place financially right now. It's believing that the person that you want to ask out, that person you think about day and night, is going to say yes even though you don't believe they know your name. It's believing that the dreams you dream when your eyes are wide open are going to come true even though you have no idea how. Acting as if is acting on faith. Now there's another saying that we're very familiar with, which is the antithesis of this. It's saying, I'll believe it when I see it. Right? If you tell somebody you're going to do something, I'll believe it when I see it. What does that mean if somebody says that to you? That means they don't believe it. They don't believe you're going to pull this off. They have no faith in you whatsoever. But if you should happen to pull it off, let them know. They'll give you your kudos. But they want to see it first before they're going to believe it. Dr. Wayne Dyer wrote a book called You'll See It When You Believe It. And that's the case. That's what acting as if means. It's not believing it after you see it. It's believing it before you see it. Because before you can accomplish anything, you have to believe that you can do it. Or at the very least, act like somebody who does believe they can do it. Let me give you an example. When I first moved to Los Angeles, I decided just to get a simple job selling cameras just for something to do that pays the bills so I could have fun, check out the beaches and Sunset Strip and all that exciting stuff and just have some fun for a little while. Well, after about 6 months, my manager came to me and said, this recruiter just contacted me about a job. This job is way over my head, but this is something you might be interested in. And I took a look at it. It sounded good. I mean, this job really sounded good. It was being the district manager for the computer division for a major retailer. I'd be responsible for this one division for 15 stores. I'd have 12 managers underneath me and about 75 salespeople. I have never done anything like this. The closest I have ever come before is being the assistant manager in an electronics store and also being the regional sales training manager for that same chain. That's the closest I'd come to running anything like that. A far, far fetch from what they were looking for. Yet, I really thought I could do this. This job sounded great, and I really believed this was something that I could do. But there was a simple problem of the interview. During the interview, my potential boss was going to ask me questions on how I handle situations that I've never experienced before. Things that I've never done because I've never run 15 locations with 12 managers and 75 salespeople. I've never done those things. But he's going to want to know how I'm going to handle situations that would come up in that kind of situation. I had to decide how was I going to handle this. And I decided there was only one way for me to do it. To act as if. To act as if I have the skills and I have the necessary experience to pull this off. Remember, I really thought this was a cool opportunity, and for some reason, I thought I'd be able to do a really good job. So I decided that no matter what question I was asked, I was going to answer it immediately. I was going to go on my gut instinct based on what experience I did have and how I believed I would handle that situation. And that's exactly what I did. No matter what question was asked, I did not hesitate in my answer, and I just went on what I believed would be the right way to handle that situation. I acted as if. I acted on faith. The end result was I beat out 144 people for that job, and I ended up doing a pretty good job. Acting as if is a very, very powerful tool. It allows you to try to get someplace even though you're really not sure you can get there. But you simply act as if you were somebody who could. That's the whole point of this tool, acting as if. Now, there's a piece of this that really helps in the process, especially if you tell yourself that you are somebody who's capable of doing this, that you believe in yourself. There's a tool that your mind uses which is called the reticular activation system. And what it does is it helps you focus on the things that are going to help you accomplish that task. Meaning, for example, if you didn't have the reticular activation system, you would absolutely go nuts if you were able to consciously be aware of everything that hit every one of your senses. Every sound you heard, everything across your peripheral vision, every smell, every taste, every touch of the wind, a wall, anything. If you were consciously aware of every single thing that hit every one of your senses, it would just completely overwhelm you and you'd shut down. But you don't. Your reticular activation system determines what to make you consciously aware of. And it's based on what you focus on. What you focus on most, your mind determines something that's important to you, and therefore, whenever anything comes into your senses that might aid you in accomplishing that, it makes you aware of it. For example, have you ever noticed that when you're out looking for a car, right? And you're test driving, and you're reading, you're studying, and then you make that decision, you buy that car. At the moment you get that car out on the streets, everybody has that exact same car, even the same color. Now, do those cars just somehow appear now that you bought yours? No, they were always there. But it wasn't important to you, so your mind didn't make you aware of it. But now that you bought one of these cars, that you went through all the test drives and the reading and studying and looking up things, and now you own this car, all of that has told your mind this is important to you. And now all of a sudden you notice everybody's got the same car you have. They don't, but it just appears that way. Now how does this really help you? By having faith, by acting as if, by believing in yourself. You tell your mind what's important to you. And then it starts helping you become aware of anything that would help you in aiding that goal. So for example, if you're focused on this task, for example, if I was focused on trying to get this job with this retailer, right? I might be in a situation where I might be in a restaurant, having dinner at a table, and I overhear a conversation. Now most of the time, we don't notice conversations going on at the tables. There's all kinds of conversations around us, but we don't necessarily pay attention to them. But if I'm focused on trying to accomplish a particular thing, I'm telling my mind this is important to me. If a conversation happens to take place at a table near me that is about the very thing I'm focused on, that I'm trying to accomplish, my mind is going to make me aware of it. My reticular activation system is going to say, hey, catch this. This conversation go over here that might be able to help you. And I hear that conversation, I walk over the table and introduce myself, say, hey, I'm trying to do this very same thing. This is really interesting. And who knows, maybe somebody at that table is able to help you. But if you're not focused on what you're trying to achieve, if you're not acting as if you're able to accomplish this, telling your mind, this is important to me, then you might not notice that conversation. And it would not give you the help that you needed. Acting as if is a very, very powerful tool. I have seen it work in many people's lives, and I'll tell you, I've seen it work in mine big time. I know this tool works, and I know it will work for you as well. Act as if. When you're about to go into something that you really want, and you're not even sure how you're going to accomplish it, act as if you're somebody who could do it. Act the way somebody who could accomplish this would act, and you won't believe the results that you get. I hope this has been helpful for you. I look forward to speaking to you next week. In the meantime, have a fantastic week.